been a while once again, obviously. I wanted to have this time that I had a concert, and well, from 3 weeks ago, obviously there's no excuse after that. But I come back after not doing anything for the Waffle trilogy as much as I love Kingdom. Legacy. Now, obviously starting off with one of the most controversial ones, being Bulkhead. Obviously the box is new. I actually quite like him. Even he could see it quite dark on there, but his art's quite nice. The back is alright. It's just usual things, QR code for scanning, tech specs. And then obviously the Autobot artwork. Can't wait to see Decepticon even though it's pretty obvious what it's going to be and who it's going to have on it. But here we have Bulkhead. Very controversial one of the first actual Legacy figure because the last of his Kingdom, even though he's mainly Legacy, but he's also Kingdom. And also Black Zarak, but obviously he came out in January. This, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a very good figure, even if it isn't the Bulkhead I remember. But I'll be honest, I'll just start off now with the Bulkhead I remember. The first comparison, get it out of the way. Animated Voyager Bulkhead, my original one that I've had since, I don't know whenever this figure came out. Christmas of that year, whenever he came out. Obviously, this one is a lot smaller, but he's a lot wider and feels heftier. Plus, he has the gimmicks, of course. So the size is going to be kind of taken over by the gimmicks. But I just realised, obviously, because of watching Gavin Spencer's videos, that he has a punching gimmick. I did not know that. Had no clue. But this one has no gimmicks. And he isn't... he's supposed to be the Prime Universe Bulkhead. But I wouldn't say he's even that. He's more animated because when we get into vehicles, you'll see why. Because it has six wheels and it's a military vehicle. Whilst Prime was basically what Ironhide was, but fat. He was basically fat Ironhide and green. Which is probably the reason why in Japan he was called Ironhide. Well, in animated it was called Ironhide anyway. I mean, this figure does look really good. The head is the only thing Bulkhead about it. This is mainly just Grapple and Inferno, but green. But it's a completely different mold, and it feels very nice. I'm just happy to get figures of characters that I grew up with. Obviously, Black Arachnia last year, but I didn't grow up with that version of Black Arachnia. I grew up with the animated one. My favourite character of Transformers of all time. So it makes me very happy to finally have a figure of a character in generations that I grew up with. I would count Lugnut from Real Shield, but obviously I was still young then. That's when animated was coming out. So I never got the chance, and I'm probably never going to get the chance of how much that thing goes for on eBay. No, if you can find it on eBay. But they also did do a lockdown in Revenge of the Fallen, which is a holy grail of mine, I'm not going to lie. Especially since the animated one of mine now has a snapped wrist, so it's completely gone, it's broken. No way of fixing them, and there is, but it wouldn't really work as well. But actually, let's get on to the actual figure. He looks nice. He looks like Movie Hound. He is just Movie Hound, but G1ified. They should have told him that. But I'm also kind of glad they did Bulkhead, because we've needed characters that aren't just Generation 1, and I'm glad that's why I like Kingdom, because it was Beast Wars as well, and that's what I went in on every Beast Wars figure, apart from Grimlock and T-Rex. I have no interest in T-Rex at all. The Grimlock, yes, I have an interest, but the Mirage does not have an attachment for the shoulder cannon, so there's no point, really. But with Legacy, we're getting characters from, rumoured anyway, Unicron Trilogy, Prime, Beast Wars, if the rumours are true again, RID. And I want that Scourge. I want the Prime mold, but if it's going to come out as Scourge, then I need it. more than the Prime, because I already have Earthrise Prime, and he's basically Earthrise Prime but with hands that are just fused like that, and with a Bayverse alt mode. Even though it is G2, but he looks more Bayverse because of the flames. Maybe that was the thing that Michael Bay was on about, and not that all red paint is terrible to film, even though he made Dino and inevitably drifted in the last night. But I'm off topic once again. As you'll see, most of this video is going to be me off topic ramblings, which this figure makes me do. But let's just get onto Articulation now, shall we? He does have a really nice range. I'm not gonna. He's very nice especially with the elbow bend, a lot more than 90 degrees, which probably for transformation. I mean, it is for transformation. He has wrist swivel, very nice, and again, it's big, especially when you give him a really good, like, the fist raising thing that I think the first figure I encountered with that was actually Leader Class Shockwave from Siege, which is a very good figure, one I missed out on reviewing, even though I could still do it. But he has a nice, obviously the head is kind of a bit because of the jaw, which I wish was articulated, but he has nice little up and down as well. You get a bit of head bang into a bit of anxiety up the rail. He has a full 360 on the waist. His legs can kick that far. Well, if you lift the top up, you can kick further. Probably further as well, but I am not taking that off because that will count as parts for me. He can do splits. And his feet, he's some good feet, I'm not going to lie. For a Voyager, these are really good. He does have toe in all directions, because, well, toe and heel because of transformation. But he also can have a slight tilt up. And depending on how far the ankle tilt you get it, you can get it even further going up. He's really good at it. And obviously the knees as well. You know. Ooh, and the thigh swivel. Oh, I forgot he has bicep swivel as well. Basically, I'm terrible at this. Now, onto accessories. You've obviously seen the top, which can come off. Well, I might as well do it now. Leg can kick that far. It's nice, but that side's really what you're there for. That's the shield bit. Obviously, push the little tab out, and you put it into any port you want. And there you go, he's got a shield, which actually makes sense, unlike Cliff Jumper, which is glass. This is actual metal, even though it's a tarp. And you can even, well, Energon little minigun, I really like something. I am going to give it to RC because obviously you see in the art she actually has this. So I'm going to give it to RC whenever we actually get Wave 1 in the UK. You can tab that there if you wanted to, and make it so you can have him holding it like a massive cannon, which I kind of like the idea because it suits Bulkhead's character. Or like a massive cannon in his wrist, in his hand, and you can fold it round, and he's got a full arm cannon. And I really like that idea. That is a very nice idea. And then if you wanted to, you could just plop the wrecking ball on there. Now the wrecking ball is the best accessory it comes with. Even though it's very annoying to take out. I say that, that's annoying. So it opens up. It's very nicely sculpted as well. It's very Prime more than animated, which fits considering he's the Prime version of him. Just open it up. Put it in his hand. And there you go. It looks very nice on him. And you can get him into some good poses with it. Hopefully the inevitable, rumoured Wrecker's Amazon exclusive repaint is actually him. Well, that's black because it's an animated version. Again, I keep going about animated. The reason I wanted him because he's an animated. And you got Ratchet now, then I've got all the crew. But when are we ever going to get a Ratchet mainline release? SS86, please give us that. Then you can just take it off, but it's a bit annoying to take off. You have to really use force into it. And I worry about breaking it. But I think it's just, oh, I untapped his arm. Oh, well, we've got broken arm. And I've untapped his waist. Okay. This ain't going to plan. But he does look nice at the top as well. but I kind of, because Bulkhead's supposed to be the chunky guy, a bit like movie Hound, so I just shove it on there to give him more look, make it look like an illusion of he has heft, and then it covers up the gaps you see in it. He's a bit hollow, but obviously it's clear plastic in the chest, but it's nothing thick, unlike Trax, who, let's be honest, will definitely snap over time. Now, for size comparison, let's do it first from Generations figures. His Wavemate Blaster, an incredible figure. Please, can we get a Soundwave remold of this? I do not have the Netflix one. Probably never will, because that goes for ridiculous amounts of money right now. But I have the Siege. This is incredible. This shows potential. He's obviously a bit taller, but what would you expect? It's Generation 1 character, and his heft goes into his belly. Next one, this casual car former, which, let's be honest, this is probably the size of the Rumored Knockout. There he is. I think this kind of works well, especially as Bulkhead's the big guy, you know, knockout and breakdown. And this is probably the best looking comparison. I really like how these two look together. Optimus and Bulkhead, they do look really good together, as they should do. Optimus is supposed to go next to every Autobot. And I only have 2 Prime figures. I have the little ones, but I don't really count them. Soundwave. I have him in his robot mode and another one in the vehicle mode. I think this is a quite good scale, even though I'm glad we are rumoured again to get a Prime Soundwave. I wasn't going to get it, but then I put these two together. I need it. I just hope it's an upscale version of this, because this is a very good fig. I love it. Let's give it a... Oh no, that's wasteful. Oh, you know me, never mind. Ankle tilts. Yeah, I think perfect. And maybe give him that Beast Hunter's Ravage. Now, for transformation, I never know where to start. But just fold the feet up, fold them in, and then you've got to unhinge, not take the wheel off. That's happened to me twice now. Unhinge the shoulders, push them down a bit, and then lift up the chest. Shove his head in right in there. And then lift up this black tab, more flap, and fold it so it covers a little gap there. Then you want to bring the arms in and fold them in. If it will do so, because they're a bit awkward sometimes. They have a mind of their own. Tab them in. And then fold the arms by the elbows entirely and push them in. And then cover that until it's a nice snap. Then what you want to do is you want to lift up the black part of his waist. I know it ain't that clear the way in the light. I was going to do the actual light on, but then it was too blurry, the lens. And then we fold out the wheel section there and split it apart there to make false, fake, or whatever wheels. You have wheels. And then lift up that tab again until you've got it all the way, and then unhinge the other part of the waist until it's like a bit like that. You've messed up basically. And then you shove it all the way up until it tabs in like that. And then you open up, I realise this step, open up the back of the calves and then fold out the gas canisters, turn them around, and then fold back the legs up. Do that on both sides, obviously. Tab the legs together, fold the feet in so you actually tab in, unlike some people say you don't. Fold the legs in and then tab the gas canisters into the side of the thighs. Once you bend to the knees, obviously this is the best transformation, but what you're going to do when you've got a 17-year-old that cannot be asked transforming stuff on the camera and tools like that. And if you want to, you can shove the weapons in, and it's very nice weapon storage. I really like this, even though I wish the bed was a bit longer. And then you can. I like the idea that it can carry Micromasters. I like that idea that it can do, but it doesn't do really. And then just obviously fold everything back up. And there you go. One of my favourite alt modes in the entirety of the Generations line. I love this. I don't care if it's G105, Bulkhead. It's a nice alt mode. It's lovely. It does roll, obviously it does. May as well, best way of showing it. Some of the wheels are a bit tight on my copy. I don't know if everyone else. I don't really watch much reviews on Bulkhead because right, I just got him. He's nice. He's very nice. Very chunky. There ain't much to do with it. Other than, no, I haven't tried this yet, but it seems like you can do. I'm going to bring in Big Daddy and just turn him into his car mode. Because considering we are rumoured to get Unicron Trilogy characters, he has Minicom ports right there. Yes, you can with a bit of force give him some Minicons. I have some, but I have no idea where they are, what's happened to them, so I'm using Micromasters, and I only have 4 of them. The cars, and obviously the Decepticon ones that you had to buy to get Frenzy, and Rabat. A few of them from ID, and I did that. I am a sucker for those 2. But it looks nice, really nice. Along with Fry's Ironhide. I think this is very nice. These 2 are, let's be honest, are pretty much the same archetype. They do look really nice together. I mean, Ironhide rolls a lot better than you would expect it from a van, really. And this is supposed to carry weapons and troops, and this is. Let's go on a family trip to Butlins. Basically, what this is. It's nice. I'm not saying obviously it's nice, I wouldn't have it. This is lovely. This is a very good start to Legacy, even though my first my first look into Legacy was actually like Zarak, who I don't know if you can see him, but he's down there somewhere. I would have brought him in first comparison, but he cannot fit in camera and on here, so never expect a review of a Titan class figure. Maybe a Commander, but here is another Prime character, RID Megatron. Obviously, Megatron turns into nothing in particular. He's a lot wider than Bulkhead. Look at these amazing skills. Well, wider than Bulkhead. A bit taller, but flatter. He only looks bigger because of the cannon, but he's a lot flatter compared to Bulkhead. And yeah, this is a very good figure. I must say, it's a very good start to Legacy, even if he's kind of the start to Legacy. He's very nice. I do wish he had at least the stars on the sides that Bulkhead animated had, but then again, it wouldn't be able to be sold as a Prime Universe, and I'm so surprised to get away with that. You know that actually is Prime Universe, is RC, and I don't care what anyone says, she actually looked quite nice. And it's the first RC in a while that we've gotten that actually transforms. Unlike Earthrise RC, which curls up in her backpack. And yet I have her and Elita 1. Just because I'm a sucker for Elita 1 and I've never had an RC before. Well, I did, but it was a Legends Prime 1. Wish I still had that. Oh yeah, I have another Prime 1. But it's a Legends, doesn't really count really, but it's not even Prime, it's just Raven's Battle from last night. I only got it because the name screamed to me. So yeah, very happy that we're getting characters that I personally grew up with. Considering my generation is going to be the next generation of Transformers fans, we've needed this for a while. G1 people can say whatever they want, blah blah blah. It was the beginning. I know, I do not care. It is a good idea that we're finally doing this, because in a few years' time, no kid is going to want to watch Generation 1 because of how grainy it is. And the storyline ain't really that good. I am sorry to say that. Some episodes are very good. The movie's meh. Galvatron is the best bit about that film. Unicron just sits around all the time and smacks a few things. What a great villain. So glad he's taken the role of Satan. That sounds sarcastic, actually. I'm so glad he's taken the role of Satan in the Transformers universe. Stop rambling. That's what you're all saying right now. But it's a good figure. You know, it's a good figure when it makes you ramble. So, once again, I don't know when the next one of mine will be up. Probably in the next 5 years. Because that seems to be how long it's been since the beginning of, also the end of Power of the Primes and the Prime Wars trilogy, which was Titans Return was the best bit of that. And now we're getting new combiners, so all your combiners are obsolete already. Annoying that I bought Devastator only 2 years ago. But it's a very good figure. Thank you, Hasbro. Well, I mean, I got Takara once, so big up Takara. He's fantastic, that figure. I want to do a review on it one day, but obviously he's too big. So enough of my ramblings. You were not here for that, you were here for Bulkhead. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time, considering you've heard nothing but me talk to shite for 21 minutes on a video about a Voyager. Remember I used to do 8-minute reviews? Neither do I, because I deleted all of them. But thank you for watching. I hope you didn't lose a few brain cells in this whilst watching me. Goodbye.